Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today is Nicole Wanzer. Nicole is running for the Board of Supervisors in the North River District. She is a write-in candidate. So you'll see her literature, and you'll have to write in that little bubble and write her name, which is real easy. Nicole
Thanks for
Wanzer.
clarifying the bubble part.
That's right. Yeah. So you've been out in the county knocking doors and doing your thing. So tell me what you've learned.
So when we started this, I told you that was the most important thing about all this to me is that, I learned something in this.
Right.
And the people of Warren County have been so generous. They've been so supportive. They've been kind. I was scared. My first day of door knocking was kind of like, I was like, oh my gosh, what if somebody gets mad at me? But the people have just been absolutely who I know Warren County to be.
Sure.
Gracious, kind, accepting, loving, caring. And what I gathered from the conversations that I've had is how much more important this is than I ever could have imagined. Just to share a couple of stories with you, we were knocking on doors and my mom said, if you see somebody that let me put their sign in your yard, because my mom's my sign guru.
Yeah, she's the sign guru.
And so she says, if you see that somebody let me put your sign in their yard, you need to make sure if you have time, you stop and thank them for. So I knocked on the door and, the lady Sharon, she opened up her arms to me and gave me a big hug and thanked me for doing this, which, made me feel so good.
Sure.
And just looking at her situation, has a elderly parent. She's in her 60s. Mm-hmm. She's caring for an elderly parent. And so we were, chalking it up and talking about different candidates and what her views were and what she was passionate about. And mid-conversation, some little kids walk up and say, Miss Sharon, and she says, oh, just a minute. I made them dinner. And so she hands them a pan of lasagna and she says, I'm trying to help their mom out right now. She's going through a tough time, but just so precious, just the salt of the earth is who we have here in Warren County, just so giving, so selfless. And I knocked on a door, an elderly couple that, shared a heartbreaking story with me. I was asking them, what are the kind of most important things you think we need to work on? And they said, well, we lost our son to opioids, or our grandson. Mm-hmm. So that is devastating hundreds of families all across Warren County. And when you think about things like the library issue that should have never happened in the first place, that cost us $100,000, taxpayer dollars.
Right. People don't realize that, it's okay to do things if you're not happy with it. You need to stand up, but there is a cost to that.
There's a cost, and those funds could have been, gone to community services that we desperately need, and so that touched me because you know that these issues are here, but once you put a face and a name to it, sure, and you care about people, it hits different, and. Another home that I went to, the couple was, close to my age, had adult children my age, and they moved back home with their 2 babies because they were in the process of both adult children work full time, and they are trying to save up so that they can buy a home. And interest rates, they were this close to qualifying 7 months ago, and interest rates
gone up, yeah,
took them out of the game. Right. And that's why workforce housing is going to be my mission, because it is so important. There are families all across this county that are having to double up. Here's a family, 3 generations and 1,000 square feet, and it's tight, but they're making it work. But we have teachers and police officers and people working in these factories. Mike, I worked at Strasburg Automotive. My dad, when I turned 18, he said, if you need to work at a factory just one time in your life, because you need to understand what real work is like. And it's backbreaking work. Your knees, your back.
You can't even go to the bathroom till the bell rings, right?
And I mean,
I heard about that.
Oh my gosh, I was cleaning car parts and trying to get them on the assembly line, and God forbid if you get backed up, a buzzer goes off and everybody runs like you held up the assembly line. But no, but all jokes aside, that's backbreaking work, and people have been working in these factories. They contribute to our economy, have been here for 20, 30 years. And we've been trying for the last, 10, 15 years to get a workforce housing plan together, and it just doesn't happen. And what needs to happen is when we have Orion Homes or these national builders that want to come in, they need to have some skin in the game. If you want to make millions of dollars and buy this land that you're going to profit and make millions, then you're going to have to give us some money towards workforce housing or put up some workforce housing units yourself. And if you're going to build out here, we need you to sub it out to our local builders because they need the work. So it's about having skin in the game, and these people mean everything to me. I was raised in this community, and it's so funny walking down memory lane. I see the streets that I grew up on, which I'm still in my own district. I haven't gone far, but I'm like, my mom, we had a house here, and oh my gosh, this was where my aunt. So this place is everything to me. This is my home. These people that I've been speaking to, they are me. They are people that I love and care about. And there is just no other candidate that is going to have this kind of connection and this kind of love and this kind of passion and that's going to work as hard for this community as me, because this is my home. And it means something different. And I'm not, bashing my opponent. I respect him. He came to this place a few years ago, and he has a vision, and that's great, but he just doesn't have the history and the connection that I have, and so it's never going to have the deep meaning that it has for him that it has for me, because these people are my people. And so I think now more than ever, just, learning that, just being reminded of how amazing the people are of Warren County and how much they deserve. Right. They deserve to have somebody that's going to go in there, and every single decision that I make, if I'm elected, is going to be solely for the purpose of the people that I serve. And they deserve to have a homegrown representative that's going to represent them and that's going to understand their challenges, their histories, their struggles, and that's what I'm bringing to the table. I'm not a politician by any means with a vast experience in government, but I do know the people of Warren County because these are the people that raised me, and this community means everything to me.
Yeah. That's an important that's an important issue, or a benefit to have, I guess. Yes. You mentioned that, this is your first time you've done this. You've really bit off a lot. Yes. But, I think if you look back at all the people that run, they were all first termers,
Right.
And, it's one of those jobs you learn. So you have to own a few skills. And I know some of the jobs and what you do now, but you learn these skills through life.
Yes.
And it's, and you come to a point, something happens like it did for you this summer. You did miss getting on the ballot and, busy with life. And next thing you know, the date passes by, then something happens. You say, what am I thinking? Why didn't, I thought here's what it is. I thought someone else was going to do it.
I thought someone else was going to do it.
That's
right. And lo and behold, it was my turn.
That's right.
It was
so
my
people
turn.
don't realize that, you see something, you need to speak up and let's see if it goes against what you believe that's best for our community. People need to stand up and do it, regardless of the time it is. And I think that you've done that, so it's great. So you've got this bug now of serving the community. So hopefully,
Yes.
Win or lose, we hope we'll see more of you in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And can I just say thank you to everything that you do, all the important stories that you shed light on. They're so important. I appreciate all the work that you all do here at the Royal Examiner. You're a huge pillar of our community, and I just appreciate you. I appreciate you for having me on. Can I give my shameless campaign plug now?
Sure, please do that.
North River, thank you so much for your kindness, for your generosity, for all the support that I've received. It means the world to me. But we're not done, folks. And if you think your vote doesn't matter, it does. We need every single vote. And North River, we can do this. Let's support your homegrown candidate, and let's, for a change, do something for ourselves and have somebody that's going to represent you, represent your family, and work hard for you. We will see you Tuesday night down at the polls. Thank you so much for everything. Your write-in candidate, Nicole Wanzer, and don't forget the bubble.
You got to fill that bubble in. Right. Yeah, they don't like that when you just put a check mark there.
No.
But it's a little extra work for a write-in candidate, and that's why I know you'll be at the polls and with all your crew there. And, I think it's important. We've got a lot of write-in candidates. So
Yes.
you weren't the only one that's seen something wrong
Yes.
in this election and decide to write it. So that's great.
Right.
Nicole, good luck. We still have early voting.
Thank you so much.
Early voting goes till Saturday, 5 o'clock. The polls are open at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Yes.
Don't be late, and be sure you vote, because every vote counts.
We'll be waiting for you. Thank you so much.
Thanks again, Nicole. Appreciate it.
Thank you.